you are not starting over. You're trying to explain the new version of you. And that's the third type of person I keep seeing inside my one-on-one only statement audits. It's the person in the middle of a shift. Maybe there's a pivot, a new chapter, a new business. They have a new offer, an entirely new room. And that old bio, it doesn't fit anymore. And that's the pain, because the old version made sense. Now, maybe not perfectly, but it made sense. Because you had a title, company, a role within that company. You had a lane, a way people introduced you, and a way people understood you. Maybe it was this. She's the VP of this. He runs that company. She has 20 years in this space. He's a broker. She's a physician. He's in finance. She runs operations. He is the television guy. Whatever it was, that old version had something that people could grab onto it. But now that you're building something new, or becoming something new, or saying something new, or even stepping into a different kind of work, suddenly that old explanation feels way too small, but the new explanation's not fully clean yet. And that's where you get stuck. You're not lost. You're between versions. And that can feel weird, because you know you're not a beginner. You've lived too much. You've built too much. You've learned too much. You've survived. You've done a lot. You've helped a lot of people. But when you try to explain the new thing, you suddenly sound like you're starting from scratch. That's frustrating, right? Because you're not starting from scratch. You're bringing that whole past with you. You just don't know how to make it all connect yet. And that's the work you got to do, because you're not throwing away your past. You're trying to carry it into a new room. You're not throwing away your past. You're trying to carry it into a new room. And that's exactly what I've lived. For more than 20 years, I was in television. I developed shows. I pitched producers, networks. I sat in edit bays. I found the thing that made people impossible to look away from. I made other people's stories clearer, sharper, bigger, more memorable. That was the work. Then I stepped into this new chapter. Some branding, speaking, producing my own content, a little real estate on the side, entrepreneurship, helping you find your only. And suddenly I had to explain myself without the machine doing it for me. I didn't have a network title. I didn't have a company label. No easy handle, just Brad. And I remember thinking, okay, how do I explain this now? Am I starting over? Did I leave one world and enter another? Do I have to throw away the TV part? Do I lead with that? Do I hide it? Do I sound like an entrepreneur? Am I a media guy? A real estate guy? Am I a brand guy? And the answer was not pick one and pretend the others do not exist. The answer was stack them. Yeah, stack them. I was not starting over. I was stacking the past into the future. The television part, it mattered. The storytelling part mattered. Even the real estate part mattered. The midlife entrepreneur part mattered. You're connecting with that. The $2 bill part, the struggle, the family mattered. The uncertainty mattered. All of it had to become one clear thing. That's what your brand has to do too. It has to connect where you've been to where you're going. That's why this type of person shows up in the audits all the time. Someone has a strong past, but the new direction is still forming. You may be leaving corporate. Maybe you're building a coaching business. Are you launching a consulting offer? Starting a real estate brand? Are you moving from service provider to thought leader? Are you going from behind the scenes to in front of the room? Are you turning years of your experience into a sharper offer? Are you trying to become known for something beyond the old title? And the problem is not lack of skill. The problem is the language. You don't know how to explain that bridge. So you're either over-explaining the past or hiding the past, or maybe even making the new thing sound too simple, or accidentally talking like a beginner. That's what happens when that thread is missing, because you know the pieces connect, but nobody else can see it yet. And that's why the only statement audit matters, because the audit helps connect the rooms you came from, the rooms you are entering, the thing that's been true about you in both. That's what we're looking for. Something that carries, maybe the skill. What about the story, the belief, the pattern? Because your past is definitely not the problem. Your past is the proof, but only if we connect it. If we don't connect it, your past can feel like a random pile of stories. But if we connect it, your past becomes positioning. That's it. All right, so let me give you a few examples. A client of mine came in with a long corporate background. Smart, respected, very good at solving problems. And now they wanted to step into a more personal business, which was coaching, consulting, helping people through the kind of shift they had lived themselves. The problem was that the old corporate bio sounded impressive, but definitely did not explain the new direction. And the new direction sounded meaningful, but not fully grounded yet. So we had to connect the two. What did corporate teach them? What did the pivot teach them? What did they know now that they did not know before? What were they helping people move through? And that's where the only started to show up. Not in the title, but in the bridge. Another person had a background in science and health. They were very smart, lots of proof, a ton of credibility, but they were moving into a bigger mission: advocacy, education, public voice, stronger platform. But the danger was leading only with facts, and facts matter. Facts matter a lot, but the new version needed more than facts. It needed the human reason. Why this mission? Why now? Why are you the person to carry it? This is where the brand started to sharpen, not by throwing away the science, but by connecting the science to the story. Another person was moving from being known for one business into a bigger identity. They've done the work, they've built things, they served clients, they created results, but the new version was not just about the old business. It was about the business and what the business had taught them, what they believe now, what kind of people they wanted to help next, what made their way different. And that's a common audit problem. People think the new brand has to erase the old chapter, but it does not. The old chapter might be the reason the new brand works. That's why I keep saying you're not starting over. You are trying to explain the new version of you, and that's a very different problem, because if you believe you're starting over, you're going to shrink. You're going to act like a beginner. You're going to hide your old proof. You're going to apologize for changing. And you might say things like, I know this is kind of different from what I used to do. I'm still figuring it out. I say that. I'm not sure how this all connects. I know this sounds random. All those quotes, I've not only said it, but I've heard you say it. And I want to say to myself and to you, stop apologizing for the bridge. That bridge is the brand. Might be the line. So stop apologizing for the bridge. The bridge is the brand, because the bridge is what makes you different. The person who came from corporate into coaching has a different lens. The person who came from science into storytelling has a different lens. The person who came from operations into consulting has a different lens. And the person who came from TV into brand has a different lens. The person who came from pain into purpose, different too. Not random. That's the $2 bill. It's not the old room, not the new room, it's the bridge. And that's what people remember. That's what people feel. That's what makes the new version make sense. And this is why it's so hard to do alone, because you're inside the shift. You're living it, you're building it, you're trying to make money with it, trying to explain while it's still forming. You're trying to sound confident before the language feels fully baked. I get it, that's hard. That's why people come to the audit. So the process starts at findyouronly.app. Go to findyouronly.app. You're going to answer 8 questions in under 8 minutes. It's all free. And the app, it starts pulling out your clues. Like what do you do? Who do you help? What have you lived? What makes you different? Where are you still sounding broad? What part of your story might be the one thing you're brushing off? And then on that 1 hour audit, we're going to connect. We're going to connect that bridge. Where have you been? Where are you going? What's the thing that connects both? What did the old version teach the new version? What proof are you leaving behind that should actually come with you? What story are you treating like a detour that might actually explain the whole thing? And then we're going to turn it into language. Your only statement, your variations, the brand thread, some key stories, maybe your ideal language. Actually, not maybe, you're going to get all this. Your content direction, your platform language, and your next moves. Because I want you to stop sounding like you're starting from zero. You're not. You're starting from everything you have already built. You're just bringing it all into a new room. The world does not need the old version of you pretending nothing changed. It does not need the new version of you pretending the past did not matter. It needs the full version. The version that says, this is where I've been. This is what I've learned. And this is what I see now. This is who I help. This is why I am the person to help them. This is the version that you can understand, you can remember. And I want you to choose. So if your old bio does not fit anymore, if your old title does not explain the new thing, if you know you're not starting over, but you still don't know how to explain what you're becoming, go to findyouronly.app. It's findyouronly.app. 8 questions under 8 minutes. It's all free. Then book the 1-hour only statement audit. Because I know you want help connecting where you've been to where you're going next. Because you're not starting over. You're trying to explain the new version of you. And that bridge might be the whole brand. If this hit home, send it to someone who's not starting over, but does need some help explaining what they're becoming. Tell me in the comments, what old chapter are you trying to carry into a new room? Go to findyouronly.app to start. 8 questions in under 8 minutes. It's free. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.